Hey guys, Ron here, and in episode 1 and 2 of this series, I invited a bunch of other artists to create evolved forms for the 2 unevolved Pokemon I designed. It was a blast for all of us, so we're doing the exact same thing again. Keep in mind, I only showed my guests the design and type of these Prevos, and they had to create evolved forms without knowing their origin, concept, name, stats, or abilities. Now we're finally coming together and revealing our evolved forms to each other. Today we have a very unique group consisting of CuppaPhee, Skynix, and new to the channel, Froopy Art. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more of this, check out the previous episode if you haven't, and take a look at the description for the links to these amazing artists. But before we evolve these mons, how about you evolve your gameplay with today's sponsor, Epic Game Store. This is the big one, guys. Genshin Impact needs no introduction, but if you haven't taken the plunge into this vast, magical world, now is the time to download the game via the Epic Game Store and start your adventure as they roll out the new features, characters, and quests coming in patch 5.0. If you don't know, Genshin Impact is a free-to-play open-world action RPG where you travel through the world of Teyvat, filled with multiple lands and cultures that are associated with the 7 kinds of elemental powers. And in the new Natlan Archon quest, which is unlocked after you complete the Liyue Archon quest, you can finally journey through the fiery region of Natlan, meet new characters like Kanich, Kachina, and Mualani, and immerse yourself in the brand new storyline. By now you'll notice that even if you've never played the game, it's pretty obvious how rich Genshin Impact's lore is. It's such a masterfully made fantasy world filled with amazing art and gameplay, and the fact that you can switch between playing on your phone and PC whenever you want is the most ideal type of gaming you can find. And if that's not enough, make sure to click the link in the description and use the bundle code EPICGENSHIN2024 to receive all of these items. Just make sure that if you want all of this and more, download Genshin Impact from the Epic Game Store so their 5% Epic Rewards program can apply to all your in-game transactions. That's incredibly valuable for a game like Genshin Impact. But if you download now, Genshin will give you version 5.0 anniversary rewards to really make now the best time to jump in. And the Epic Game Store offers new free games available on Thursday. When you claim a free game like Genshin Impact, it's yours to keep forever. I've been in love with this game's art and music way before working with Epic Game Store, so I'd very much love to thank them for sponsoring this video. So you guys saw the Pokemon. We're gonna start, I think, with the not the least confusing one, but the one that's like looks like a normal Pokemon, which is Runicorn, the psychic type.
Ooh, that's convenient.
I see. I thought it was the psychic type. We're looking at it.
Good, because I told you guys it was a psychic type.
Yeah. Wait, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I might have not been paying attention.
I hope you knew that the rock was a rock.
For this one specifically, this one gave me a bit of trouble, and you'll see when I show all the stuff.
Just a fella.
Yeah, this was the easier of the two for me. The other one kicked my butt a bit.
So this one, I'm gonna be completely honest, when I first saw this one, I had no clue what kind of direction I should go in with it. I obviously knew it was like a psychic type, but the kind of like, I don't know, themes and motifs that I could expand upon was like, I guess, galaxy or space or kind of dreamlike is what I was thinking. I came up with a frick ton of like ideation sketches of should I make it bipedal? Should I keep it a quadruped? Should I make it some kind of like dreamlike monster? So there was a lot of experimentation with that. But one of these designs I liked in particular, so I went ahead with that.
Those are insane.
What's crazy is my ideas for the mons that we're doing today were so straightforward, and like I had no other interpretation in my mind other than what I did. I didn't even consider anything that you guys like would do.
Yeah. I mean, it's only on a few of them, but the rings on the neck.
yeah.
I don't know if you're going with like the kind of African neck elongation inspiration, but
that was actually.
Hey.
This is giving me
spoilers. I didn't end up going with that, but I did like that idea.
The one on the bottom. You guys know Blackfire from Teen Titans and DC in general? Let me show you.
Is that the Starfire sister?
Yeah, Starfire's sister.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, I see it.
As you guys can probably tell, the main issue I was having was deciding on what kind of species or animal to draw inspiration from. Because the Pokemon you designed, I could not pin down like if it was a specific animal or if it took inspiration from multiple animals. But I did see a little bit of potential for a dragon in its design. So I ended up turning it into this crazy cool psychic dragon space Pokemon.
Oh, perfect.
So this is Nebulong, the Stardust Pokemon.
Nebulong is also a really good name.
Yeah.
Thank you. If you don't know, it's a combination of Nebula, which is something from like space, and Long, which is the Chinese word for dragon, since this is an Eastern dragon, which originates from China.
And it is long.
It is.
Stardust. Yeah, it looks dusty.
Yeah, I love that mane, like the little sparkly star nebula stuff in the mane and the tail. That's great.
Yeah, I wanted to like improve upon the mane and stuff from the original Pokemon, because I looked at the colors and I was like, oh, that kind of feels like spacey. So what if I just turn the mane into just like a representation of like the galaxy and stuff?
Wow.
I also kept a couple of the motifs, like the stars and like the gold plating, to make sure it was like recognizable as an evolution.
Yes,
Like the swirls too. Like the ear's basically the same.
because it looks so different, but it has everything that the pre-evolved form has. So that's crazy.
And I think your shiny matches the pre-evolution's shiny color palette pretty darn well.
Oh, I mean,
Oh wow, yeah,
sort
a
of.
little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
Good prediction. Yeah, very good silhouette.
You can't mess up a dragon, man. They're like coolest animal. Because of their peculiar appearance when flying, Nebulongs are often mistaken for fallen
Ah, I
stars.
see. That's cool. That's cool.
I thought that'd be really cool. Maybe they could like live in space and something, and that's the only time people see them is like when there's a shower of stars, and they're like, wait a minute, is that falling stars or is that a cluster of Nebulongs? Like they're this really cool rare Pokemon. I thought that'd be cool.
This is a weird question to ask because I don't think I asked it in the previous episodes, but like, why does it become this? Why do you think it becomes this?
You know how Magikarp, like evolving into Gyarados, it becomes this really like weak, kind of common Pokemon into this extremely powerful one.
Okay.
I think that would be a cool concept with this one. So like maybe the Runicorns are quite common. Maybe you can find them in forests and stuff. But every so often, like it's really rare that one turns into a Nebulong and like ascends to essentially this godlike space Pokemon. Maybe they start off like in the forest, and when they turn into Nebulong, they migrate into space. So they're like really rare. I'd love to see how the others interpreted this design, because as we know, like anything can go if you don't know what the evolution's gonna look like.
Yeah, I mean, I bet Phoebe and I did exactly the same thing. It's probably also dragon.
Oh yeah. No, I too made a space noodle.
Wait, really? Okay.
I bet you guys did at least something that is in his like concept art sheet. We'll see. Pretend.
Maybe.
Oh, you even expanded on the eyelash kind of pattern thing.
Yeah, I'm talking way too much about this, but the plan for the face is, when I originally looked at Runicorn, like the thing on the head, I was like, maybe that kind of looks like a mask. Maybe if I expand upon that and in its evolution, it actually turns into a full-on mask.
And to be clear, you are not talking too much. You are actually talking maybe slightly below average.
Oh, I'll try to yap more in the next one.
I guess we're moving on to Phoebe.
Wee. So when I first looked at this guy, I thought it might be based off of an okapi. It's related to the giraffe, but they're super rare. So with that, I ended up with... So it's a lot less abstract than a lot of the previous stuff. It's literally just a case of, I thought it was an okapi, so I turned it into an okapi Pokemon. I mean, it was obviously going for unicorn vibes, hence because of like the horn bit on the front, so I thought it could then go for kind of unicorn things.
I'm not gonna lie, that's right.
Yeah. As soon as you said Runicorn, I was like, oh, I think I know what it's based on.
And the reason I went with the mist is because while I was Googling okapis, I found out that they actually kind of communicate over long distances by excreting like scents from their hoofs. So I thought like vapor could be a really fun aspect. Ooh, and they also, when they're eating stuff in the wild, they can actually eat poisonous substances because they also consume like clay to detox themselves.
Oh my god, we've done our research.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I did Googling. Hence the like pure aspect of the name. It's also called the elusive Pokemon again because we're going with okapis and they are so rare that they were thought to be completely made up until the Victorian era, where people started finding bits of them.
Wait, that sounds like a big cool lore for this Pokemon. People thought it was made up because it's so rare.
It's sort of a semi-cryptid, like that's how uncommon it was. So the abilities I gave it were Detox, and then thankfully Pastel Veil, which also seems to belong to Runicorn. So when I first saw it, I was like, haha, I've done something right, let's go. And then I also gave it Misty Surge. Detox is is an ability that I've given it, like I've made it up. It's essentially a poison type sap sipper.
Oh!
As
That's
opposed to a
great.
grass type.
Not only does it make sense with unicorns, but it makes sense with the Okapi based on what you just said. That's how you make a Pokemon. That's how they do it.
Yeah, no, dude, that was what I was thinking. Like, you got so much, like, essentially correct. Like, it's a unicorn. You expanded upon, like, the Misty patch on its head as well, like, incorporating that into, like, the scent thing of the species you were like, researching.
It's just
That's
like
really smart.
a psychic-y fairy vapor that is just comes off of it, basically. I like the idea that that is also the poison that it's detoxified being released off of it in, like, a safe form.
Yeah, I like the wisps kind of on the haunches and the legs. You get that Okapi stripiness,
yes.
but in a way that kind of fits with this ethereal look. It's nice. It's very nice.
The comments are going to mention it, but this is like the third Okapi Pokemon in the series.
Oh, really?
Really? It's a hit trend.
Oh, no. If you like Okapis, you should watch these videos.
An Okapi playlist. Oh,
That's communicates the yearning from the community.
yeah,
for
it's
Okapi.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say that. Yeah, it's just so smart that you incorporated this thing that wasn't intentional into Runicorn, basically, in its lore. Because I wasn't thinking about Poison Mist or whatever. And how did you interpret? I guess what looks like a saddle on my thing.
So I did think that it was a saddle looking at it, but
I'm not saying it's not a saddle. It looks like a saddle.
I mean, it's literally what I thought it was.
You know, originally when I was looking at that saddle, I thought it was more like a, what do you call it, a hump, in like how some animals have that. So I was like, should I make this a camel Pokemon? But
yeah.
I think you did a really good job at like making it obvious that it's an evolution. Like that's what I was struggling with, like trying to keep the same recognizable details, but also make it a different Pokemon entirely. But I can see like you've incorporated like essentially everything.
Is the horn that you have? Is it like hard or is it soft?
I mean, it's literally just vapor.
So it's
I
a
don't know what
vapor
it looks
horn.
like under there. I don't know. Maybe if you touch it, you go blind or something. Like I don't.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know.
Can I ride it?
Can you? It's kind of small, honestly.
I mean,
it does
it's
have a
pretty
saddle
small. I mean, true. Depends how big you are.
Can I ride Nebulon?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that'd be so cool. Like a gym leader rides into battle on the Nebulon.
There's enough room for you and all your friends.
You can get a
Like a bus.
a whole party on it.
I'm jealous of the horn. Skynix, I don't know how you feel. I feel like we missed the mark.
Yeah, and I
Dude,
realized.
yeah, no, expanding on it, it looks
Yeah.
like it.
I mean, the horn was a big part of it. But let's see. Let's see. I know you kept space, even though it's not a space Pokemon.
You gave it stars, man. What do you want? What do you want us to do?
Yeah, that's on you.
And it has more stars in the evolution. But like,
Hey.
why did I not make a space? It has nothing to do with space. I'm an idiot. Gabe, Froopy, your turn.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
I look at this and I go, what is this? I don't know. It's very cute. Ron, I hope that you will forgive me for this. In the past, I have drawn a pony-like Pokemon in a stance where you couldn't see its last leg. And I had people go like, oh, does that Pokemon just have 3 legs? And I'm choosing to say yes.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
This has a
goodness.
single back leg.
Dude.
Again, it's not intentional, but we're running with it.
So when I was drawing it, I'm like, I know that it looks like it has 3 legs, but I'm like, the leg, it literally would be right behind the other leg. So
exactly. Yeah.
it's just, it wouldn't appear. I actually tried putting the 4th leg. It just didn't work.
Mm-hmm. I've been there. I feel you. I know what's up. I'm a big dumb butt, and I did not pick up on the fact that that's obviously a horn. But going with the single back leg, I was like, oh, isn't there like a pony? Isn't there like a magic pony? And there is, named the Hellhest, that has 3 legs.
Oh god.
It's kind of messed up. It's like a Danish folklore thing where we need to dig a new graveyard, but it's like really bad luck to be like the first buried in a graveyard. So they would unalive a horse and then also cut off one of its legs so its ghost couldn't run away and bury it in the... It's super weird, but also it like kind of looks after the graveyard and,
Wait.
you know...
What a coincidence.
What?
A coincidence
okay,
that
okay.
my drawing seemingly has 3 legs and there happens to be
Oh,
a
yes,
3-legged
yes.
horse in myth.
Now I wanted to like smush some other stuff in there. So I was like, graveyards and death and stuff. So I was like, of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, we got death. That's a thing. That's a spooky thing. I don't want just like a normal like dude riding this horse. That's weird. So I pulled in one other weird horse thing, which is the Knuckleavy. I'm sure I'm not
Buddy.
This thing
That
is
crazy.
It's super weird. It's like a torso so it doesn't have legs. It's like just a torso stuck to the horse. No skin. Can't have no skin. So those are all the things that I decided to like smush together into a design. So let me pull up.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my goodness.
Of
It's
course.
It moves.
That's insane.
Yeah, he's a spooky. He gets a ghost type.
Oh, that's so smart. Okay. Wow. I knew you were going to do something a little Gravity Fallsy.
Yeah.
I hope this actually ends up in your region or something.
Who knows?
Does this Pokemon like have 2 different consciousnesses? Like what kind of lore did you incorporate from those cryptids you were telling us about?
That's a good question. I don't really know. Maybe the main is kind of its like a second personality. I picture this as a little bit more benevolent and like looking after ghosts and spirits and helping things. In fact, I have a little...
Oh, of course. Okay, we're just doing
even
this
more.
now.
Oh, I love how you drew the original evolution. It's so cute.
So cute.
It wants to protect all the little babies, so he's spooky and scary, but he helps all the little guys.
This is technically a stand from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh my god. It's a JoJo reference?
It's a JoJo reference.
A what? I don't know JoJo at all.
Like a super powered projection that comes out of your body and like fights for you. Wait. So when it rages, these sharp things come out.
Yeah, I figure the main is kind of like amorphous and can, get spiky when it gets mad
Got
or
it.
something.
See, that's really cool.
Oh, so you got the horn, you did the unicorn thing.
Oh,
my God.
yeah,
Dude,
I did.
That's just me that did
Dude,
it. God damn it.
So intentional.
It wasn't intentional, but if it was, that's actually a genius way to do a horn.
It totally was. I wanted to read sure it's ghosty, but also a little bit of poisony because the Knuckleavy like comes and destroys everyone's crops, like a jerk, creepy jerk. So I wanted like a slight poisony look to it a little bit.
Yeah, that reads. It definitely reads. You actually kept the saddle. Again, I don't know why I like people keeping the saddle for some reason.
And it makes sense in this one because there's actually like the ghost riding it.
And
so
it doesn't even ride on the saddle.
It doesn't need it. How awkward would it be, like actually trying to ride this Pokemon because you're gonna sit underneath the ghost?
Oh,
my goodness.
I have in the dex. What does it say? Trainers are warned against riding Grimhest as contact with the astral mane leads to months of nightmares. So
I don't think I trust it, I'm gonna be honest.
Like, because when you befriend something that looks this intimidating, that's pretty awesome.
I love how the fact that it's 3-legged is like barely even registering. Like that's how insane the rest of it is.
Oh, whoa! I totally forgot. But it actually works because it makes sense. Like it's so weird and like out there that it, like a 3 legs just makes sense.
I mean, maybe it could use those giant arms as legs as well. So maybe it's got 5 legs.
No, it's very cohesive. That's what's so crazy. It's like it's multiple origins, multiple Pokemon in one. So many different contrasting elements too, because it's cute and scary, but it like is very cohesive, which is impressive.
Yeah, they all combine together surprisingly well. So good job on that.
thanks.
Cool. All right. Each one was different. That was awesome. So wait, was it obviously unicorn-like?
I think you made it obvious. We were just not like smart enough to pick up
it
on
was.
it.
Yeah, we didn't.
I feel like it was obviously equine. I don't know about unicorn.
Here's the thing. It's not.
Whoa,
What?
Okay.
we've been
You've been
baited.
gaslighting us?
It's because that's the whole point of these.
You can't debate us if we're not smart enough to pick up on the hints.
It works in both ways because it's like if you know what it is, you're not gonna do it. If you don't know what it is, you're not gonna do it. So all of yours were pretty slender,
Oh.
We got a chunky boy
Interesting.
coming up?
a little chunky.
Oh lord, he coming?
Those are not the legs of a horse.
It's a 2-toed ungulate.
Yeah, I did notice. It did have like some chunkier features.
Because again, Runicorn is not a unicorn. It's actually a baby rhinoceros.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay,
I see
okay.
it.
Oh no.
So the horn still makes sense. Okay, that's smart.
Yeah, it's based on the whole like there's centuries of like relating those two things, unicorns and rhinoceroses. You know, people from Europe going to Asia thinking that rhinos are just unicorns and vice versa. And every Asian country having their own kind of unicorn. Like I thought one of you guys were gonna do a Kirin. Skynix almost did one.
Almost.
I did basically the Persian unicorn, which is the Carcadon, which is just a rhino. So
It's just a chunky unicorn.
I love me some like scary fairy types or like more like masculine fairy types. Always like just it's a cool contrast. I love it. I got you. I didn't because you guys didn't know it was a unicorn.
I got us. No.
And it's not a saddle. That's like its hide?
It's
Is that
hide,
what
yeah.
you're doing?
Or like
Exactly.
armor or something.
Oh, you jerk. Okay.
It has multiple levels of protection, and also the astral mane is actually like hard. Like it's actual just hard hair.
Oh, because it's keratin. Yeah.
It is keratin. It'll skewer you with that horn.
Oh wait, so in the previous evolution, is it like a floppy kind of misty horn, and then it like hardens up when it evolves?
Yeah, it's just like a carefree Pokemon, but when it's like really serious, yeah, the horn does become hard. But when it's not, it's like it's hair. For rhinoceros, it's always hard, except for like the flowy part. I mean, it's again, but here's the thing: it's a rhinoceros, but it has all the powers of a unicorn. That's why it has also like the abilities that a unicorn Pokemon would have, like Pastelvel and Healer. It's just like it'll damage you, but it'll heal you as well.
Sure.
It's just it's very benevolent. It's like imagine a unicorn like soul inside a rhino. Like it's
Oh.
Unicorn software,
Rhino hardware.
Rhino hardware, yeah.
yeah, it's got a little circus look to it a little bit too.
Oh, I can see that, yeah.
There's some
I do
shows.
see that. Dude, I'd love to see a Pokemon like that in like a circus or something. That'd be cool.
And circus related, can I write it?
This one you can.
Yeah, okay.
Let's
Out of
go.
all the ones.
In the past times when people were like reporting the animals they were seeing from other countries and like redrawing them very poorly, and I saw this animal with a horn. I wonder if it was unicorn. You know, it was just a rhino. I think like merging those two together like makes this beautiful behemoth. I think that's great.
Yeah, I basically just combined the medieval drawings of both unicorns and rhinos. Those rhinos were like, they got drip.
Yeah.
They were shiny, they had tons of patterns. The stars, again, like the star motif, more like sparkle. It's like more like a sparkle motif. That's what it does when it heals you. Like it sparkles a little bit, those stars twinkle.
It's just kind of glittery.
Back then in the Pokemon world, when all the countries and nations were separate, you know, people from Kalos and Galar did go to distant regions to just find its hair, because its hair does heal, just like how a unicorn horn.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's a good incorporation. I was wondering if you're gonna do anything with like the rhino's horns are sought after, but that's a good way to include it.
Yeah, so instead of like the actual horn, it is the hair.
What do baby rhinos look like? Are they cute?
Are baby rhinos cute?
Yeah, baby rhinos are adorable.
Anything
come on.
baby is cute, but it honestly looks more like an adult rhino than I would
Oh
assume.
my goodness, I just googled it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
Things
they're
are
so
amazing.
precious.
It's like a baby elephant.
Yeah, they stomp around.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Macog.
Round 2.
Yippee!
Round 2.
The Pokemon that these jabronis saw was, oh my god, I was about to show you guys the evolve form, oh my god. This rock.
This rock.
Lovely.
It's not a boulder.
Ugh.
It's a rock.
It's a rock.
Just a cute little guy.
Yeah.
What's funny is that I guess that's not just a reference, because this is Eroxen.
Oh.
Oh
Oh.
my goodness.
Oh no, I think I know what you did.
It's not a secret by now, but I'm not gonna say.
Okay.
Great. It has a new ability called Northbound. Yeah, Northbound just makes it's not weak to ice type.
Huh.
But it's more useful when it evolves. And I wonder what you guys did, because again, a rock can turn into anything. It has millions of years to do that, to evolve.
Okie dokie. So, the first thing I thought of when looking at this Pokemon is this guy don't have any arms or legs or body of any kind. So, how does can this thing move? Does it just sit there? How would it fight if it needed to fight? So that got me thinking. Whenever people design Pokemon, there's always something they draw inspiration from, whether it be Froopy with those like folklore fairy tales, or Fee with that like really interesting animal. So I was trying to think of things. What are some things that are rocks? They don't have any arms or legs, but they can still defend themselves. So this is what came to mind. Anyone recognize this little guy? Thwomp. I wanted to take like the kind of Thwomp energy and just put all of his power into crushing.
Great.
And that's how he's gonna be fighting his enemies. So let me introduce you to Whackhammer, the crushing
wow.
Pokemon.
That's a really good perspective.
I love it.
Thank you. So as you can see, since its entire purpose is to absolutely mush its opponents into the ground, it's become from a rock into a pure steel type. So it's just complete freaking iron, just this absolutely massive heavy thing. Its only goal is to crush and flatten anything in its path.
I love the beard.
He is large.
Oh, wow, I didn't notice. That's huge.
Yeah, he's massive.
That's a good amount of defense.
Yeah, he's got a. It's just a wee bit. Just
Yeah,
a wee bit of
I would
defense.
He's a
not
bit
complain.
bulky.
Oh my god, I just realized also like the eye with the what looks like a scar looks so cool.
Yeah. So again, with this one, I wanted to change up the Pokemon like a lot. Like it's gone from just a rock to a complete hunk of iron, but I still wanted to keep like some of the recognizable features. So it's obviously an evolution.
Yeah.
So I obviously kept like the beard, the glowing eyes, like the scar, and those like ears on the head I've turned into these spikes and stuff. So I think I kept a couple of the recognizable features in there.
I mean, it didn't have that many features now that I think of it. It's just a head. I really like this angle.
Yeah, the perspective is
Yeah,
It's so
the downwards
good.
angle, POV, you're about to get flattened.
It gives me emotions.
But yeah, I found rendering like iron to be really, really fun. Like, it's a really fun substance to render. So I was like learning as I went to how to like put the shines in, like where I should add gradient stuff to make it look a little bit reflective, but not too reflective. But I think it looked really cool in the end, especially with the shiny form. If you guys haven't seen, it is complete gold. Because of course, gold is just the most fun thing to like render. It just looks so cool.
If this was a real Pokemon, I'd get like a gold chain like accessory of this.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, I can see the gym leader having kind of a big Flava Flav-esque gold chain necklace with this guy on it. Yeah.
Video idea. Hold on, that come up Froopy. That actually is a good video idea. To making gym leaders based off of like their Pokemon. Like you give them the Pokemon and then you draw what the gym leader looks like off of that.
Dude.
Sorry, I'm just in the YouTube headspace right now. Anyway, there's actually a reason.
I just released that
Rock
video.
just did, yeah.
Wait, really? Sorry, I haven't paid attention.
It's got some Okapi stuff in it
That's
too.
a really good idea.
Some say that there was once a giant Pokemon who could use Thwack Hammer like a weapon.
Oh
So
my
Thwack Hammer is
God.
actually based off of like a ball and chain, essentially. So I really like it in like if there's like a dex entry that alludes to like something more. So this one alludes to another Pokemon that was so big that maybe it used Thwack Hammers as a giant like ball and chain as its own weapon.
Not showing it is also even important because like that's scary just to even think about. This is my kind of Pokemon. Like this looks so
This is your kind of Pokemon?
intimidating, but you can totally be its friend.
His eye, I just really like how dark the whole design is and how the eyes really pop. Like he's judging me, but it's okay. He's probably gonna smush me, but I could live with it.
Oh, he's gonna pass judgment on you.
Phoebe, what's up?
Hey yo, how you doing? My immediate things I noticed were, of course, the little mustache kind of shape, and then this sort of helmet motif that he's got going on top. And although it's kind of giving Viking, it actually reminded me a lot of this very famous helmet from the UK. It's Anglo-Saxon, so similar time period like these guys I think might have fought, but that's the helmet. So you see it's got like a kind of mustache thing going on.
Huh.
It's called the Sutton Hoo helmet, named after where it was found. It was known as the British Tutankhamun, and was found in a ship burial. Like you look at it and you're like, wow, this guy has some brows. But what you don't actually realize is that the brows are not just eyebrows; they are actually dragon heads. You can see the little eyes are made of garnet. There's two at the end of each brow ridge, and a third one coming out from the top. So therefore, I figured I would make it into a little dragon. So here he is.
Oh my goodness. He's broken out of his shell.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
So again, with the original design, you see the like yellow eye peeking out from inside. So I figured there's a little fella in there. So he breaks out
that's
upon
cool.
evolution. And the little brow cross turns into a pair of like pseudo dragon heads.
You always got to make a Hydra.
Is that a mustache tail?
Yeah,
The mustache tail. What?
yeah. The nose kind of extends underneath it to form a tail stash.
Classic tail stash, yep.
Yeah,
Dude,
everyone
I like
needs a
it.
tail stash.
Yeah.
This kind of is reminding me of like Mimikyu, how they're like hiding under a costume. But
yeah.
then obviously when this one evolves, you actually get to see it. You get to see its real form.
So it's like helm from helmet, and then the YRM bit in the middle is from the word worm, which is Old English for dragon. Oh yeah, Max is from Anglo-Saxon, so it's the axe part of Saxon.
I'd love to see like a third evolution where it fully breaks out of the shell, because
Yeah.
that's what it's kind of feeling like to me. Like it's like in the shell, it gets out, and then it's completely out. That would be really cool.
With a Pokemon I envisioned that this guy would be kind of similar to is actually Duraludon, where it like in a later game it could get a third evolution that's like really cool, or like Hydrapple.
You're utilizing things that I didn't even think of, but it's clearly in my design. And that's what's so cool about everything.
I love the ruby. Just like bringing in that red is real satisfying.
On the helmet, you'll see it's actually covered in garnets. With the shiny form, that's why it's green. It's because you can also get garnets in a green color.
I like how the dragon still has the pointy head. Very cute. I like how the accents become the tongue as well.
And like obviously the wing motif as well on the side of the helmet came in clutch, because I mean dragons wings checks out.
We need more Pokemon that come break out of their pre-evolved form and their pre-evolved husk is still there.
Yeah, I was tempted to make this guy ghost type, but you can't have 3 types, and it needed dragon and it needed rock.
That's
so.
hilarious because I had the same exact predicament with mine.
And in the Dex entry, I've written that they enjoy scaring unwitting archaeologists because they emerge from burial grounds. I like the idea that they're just in the shadows, giggling to themselves, I'm gonna get this guy, I'm gonna get him good. And then the archaeologists are like, you got me, and he's like,
I would love the idea if the first evolution is the cocoon, essentially, so it just doesn't move or do anything, and then eventually, when as soon as it breaks out, it'll scare
it's like a Pop Goes the Weasel kind of moment.
Not everybody thinks snakes are cute, but you know the cute snakes with their little tongues.
Yeah, little blip.
Snakes are babies. I love snakes. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, this really does have your aura. The snake is you.
I'm just a silly little guy.
Just pop out sometimes. When it comes to these dragon Pokemon, you can easily not make them dragon. There are a lot of Pokemon that it could be a dragon, but it's not. So you could have not put the dragon type. You could have made it Rock Steel
Charizard
or Rock Ghost.
I mean, again, I still want the rock though. There's 4 types that would work very nicely for this guy, but alas,
that's why it's always
I
a
couldn't
shame
choose
to put the dragon type just because it has the shape of a dragon. Because in Pokemon, having the shape of a dragon doesn't mean it's a dragon type, and vice versa. But
very true.
I have the same problems. Gabe, you're up.
Here is our little rocky boy, Aeroxen. Damn it. Okay. He's got the little pointy helmet, very Prussian. He's got the wings on his helmet, so he's Mercury, or is he a winged Viking helm? Now that I know that the pre-evolution is Aeroxen, I don't know if I should have gone a Leaf Erickson route, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I kind of just hit a brick wall on this and could not go any particular direction, so instead I focused on that eye. What's in there? Is there something inside of it? Very similar to Phoebe's idea. And I was like, oh, is it a little seed growing? Or is it a little bug living in this rock? And decided it would be cool, if something grows out and kind of cracks out and stuff. And I kind of went with vines. So the idea of vines and ruins and old artifacts and archaeology and stuff like that. Also, has anyone seen Dungeon Meshy?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh yeah.
Dungeon Meshy mentioned.
This is the 3rd Dungeon Meshy thing in this series as well.
That show's so good. What are you gonna do? Anyway, there's some armor and it moves because there's stuff in it that controls it. So.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my goodness.
So this is Ruinic, and he's a crumbling civilization in one little Pokemon. So he is the vines.
That's crazy.
That are holding it together. He's also a little buggish, but mostly he's vines.
Wow.
Oh my, that's so
I
fun.
love him.
Yeah, I also love when the Pokemon is the small aspect of the Pokemon.
I love
Yeah,
that
dude. No, it's
the
so-
brackets next to its name implies that there's different forms as well.
Oh, that's
no,
so...
it could totally take different forms, 'cause it's just that thing, right?
So
Oh, God,
he
okay.
actually has the ability Shields Down, which is what Minior has.
Yeah.
So if you beat him up enough, all his little pieces fall off, and then he runs around looking like this little goober.
Oh, that's
Oh
scary.
my god, we got a second form.
Oh my god.
He looks so goofy. I love him.
Is that a little mustache he has?
I love how he's still carrying this bit of rock that I imagine he's using to whack people. He's like, get back here. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
He ran fast. He bonked things.
You go, burr.
And this was the little
We got
cheat
even
I
more.
did. Because I mainly wanted to show
Oh, wow.
how he run when he little.
The skittering. Oh my god, is that how he moves? That's
Yeah.
Oh, that's
awesome.
also smart. That's smart.
I love him.
Oh, I would freak out if that thing started running at me.
Oh my
That's
god.
fair.
Yeah, I don't like the idea that he's actually fast now I think about it. He's coming for your ankles.
I love when you guys bring life to one of my Pokemon. That's pretty cool. Oh, it's a Pokeball vase. That Dude, that not intentional?
Oh, okay, I just saw that.
No, that's intentional.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's so cool.
That would be what they would do. Erickson is based on two things. Honestly, it's based on multiple things that are combined. First, the sailing stones.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
So in real life, these things move because ice below them melts. So originally it was going to turn into like a rock ice type. But I'm like, if this is a real Pokemon, it can move on its own. The other thing that it's based on is Leaf Erickson.
Yeah, boy.
I love the name.
Guys, I'm not caught up on my Leaf Erickson lore. Who is this man?
Guy doesn't celebrate Leaf Erickson Day.
Hinga dinga durgan.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, and this guy also doesn't watch Vinland Saga, I guess. Nah.
Oh, I watched Finland Saga, by the way. I need to talk to you about it.
Oh, awesome. So yeah, Leif Erikson, Norse explorer, who was technically the first person that we know of that actually discovered the Americas, at least a European to do that. He discovered, I guess, Vinland. I guess Newfoundland nowadays. Really cool guy, apparently. Everybody liked him.
Really chill dude.
So like, yeah, he's a famous explorer, and this rock that literally moves with its will to explore is a pretty cool concept to me, I think. But yeah, even though it's like it physically barely can move, it has this little flap on it if you look at it, little flipper on the bottom. And
Oh, wait, is that what
Yep.
it is?
Oh, the little pail.
It moves with that.
it
Okay,
moves
that's
with that.
Oh my goodness.
So you can imagine the motion and like the sound that goes. It just, this dude wants to see the world. That's his lore.
Aw.
Compared to the average Pokemon, this Pokemon loves being like captured and trained by a trainer because it means that they can explore the world. And what's funny is that, yeah, it's also based on technically trolls, which are also like Nordic, and those are also associated sometimes with rocks. But that's also like, I guess, where the nose came from. The pointy head, that was a last minute addition because I wanted you guys to like have something extra to like just utilize if you wanted to.
It's another unicorn Pokemon.
But it's also because the evolved form needed a horn because it evolves into Rexplore.
Oh, okay.
It's a boat.
I'm gonna be completely honest. That ship is sinking. That ship ain't floating. I don't think that's floating in the water.
He does not go in the water, although he does resist it. I mean, he doesn't resist it, but he's not weak to it. Which I love rock types that are not weak to water or grass. Yeah, it's based on a Viking long boat, and instead of sails, again, it has those flippers. It's not, again, it's faster than Aeroxen, but it's not that fast, and it just goes around on land. But it's big enough for like baby Aeroxens to go inside the back.
Oh, that's so
It
cute.
does carry the young.
Looking out for each other.
That's so sweet.
Wait, can I write it?
Yeah, I did also make sure that one person, it can only fit one human.
Okay, cool.
A human and a half. It
Yay.
can fit a parent and their child.
Is this thing fast, or is it still just
It
like
is.
barely moving across the ground?
It's moving like 5 miles per hour.
Let's go.
While like Ericsson moves like half a mile per hour, which is faster than the average rock. Even with the rock typing, it is still weak to ice, but with that ability northbound, since this Pokemon lives in the north, and also it travels northwards. Like it wants to go to the icy places. It is not weak to ice. Flat bottom.
Dude, I'd love to see them, and like as soon as they get to like an icy glacier or something, they can just skid across the ground
Exactly.
super fast because there's no friction. It'd be to heaven.
Exactly. That's like why they want to go there. That's the main reason why I made this Pokemon, because it's the stone is called the Sailing Stone. So I turn it into a boat.
Hey.
Dude, I like this one. I specifically like the inspiration of like the Viking boats always have the dragon head, right? It's like, of course, if you designed an object mon, it would be one of them. It's a really good choice for like what to inspire you to make it.
It's intimidating, but it's also kind of cute in a way. You know, it's imposing, but all you hear is this like grinding rock sound as it like slowly drags itself around.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
You could easily outrun one. So like even if it wanted to hurt you. When I was developing it and it was supposed to be an ice type, it was going to have like an ice sail, but I thought it would be too busy. So then I left the pole and unintentionally made it look like a cross. Now that I think of it, but it kind of makes sense since Leif Erikson did convert to Christianity. I mean, that's a rare thing, I assume, for a Viking to do.
Dude, there were some fucking awesome designs today, like genuinely.
Yeah, no miss.
They're all so different too.
Yeah, like usually at least one person does something that the other person did, but no, they're all the same. They're all different.
I feel like every time someone was describing what mon that they had made, I was on a journey. And like, I'm so here for that.
I love how educational these are too. Like, we're learning about so many different things.
Guys, who needs a history lesson when we have a True Green video?
Exactly.
Thank you guys for doing this. You guys did more research and more just like coming up with cool concepts than the average.
No.
Let's go.
Shucks.
We're above average.
Yeah, we're pretty good.
We're above average.
So subscribe to True Green 7. Make sure to check the description for everybody else's things.
Tell us your favorite Pokemon in the description in the comments down below.
Don't. I literally do not want to hear. I don't care.
Yes.
Go watch the other videos. Bye.